So in this video, we're going to talk about how to convert equations from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. So to convert between forms, we're going to take equations that are given in point-slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and convert them to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. We can rewrite equations and rearrange terms to change equations from one form to another using the algebraic operations we talked about back in Unit 1. So to convert from point-slope form to slope-intercept form, we're going to start off by distributing the value of m. So when we have y minus 5 equals 2 times x plus 3, we're going to start off by distributing the 2. So when we distribute the 2, we get y minus 5 equals 2x plus 6. Now we're going to isolate the y term by adding or subtracting. So we have y minus 5, so we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to add 5 to both sides. So when we add 5 to both sides, we get y equals 2x plus 6 plus 5, which is 11. So now let's try rewriting y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 1 in slope-intercept form. So we have y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 1. So we're going to start off by distributing the 3. So we have y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 3 times 1. So now when we simplify this, we get y plus 4 equals 3 times x, which is 3x, minus 3 times 1, which is 3. So now let's try to get y by itself, because remember, that's what we need to do to get into slope-intercept form. So we have plus 4, so we're going to do the opposite and subtract 4 from both sides. So when we do that on the left, we're left with y equals 3x. We have minus 3 minus 4, so that is minus 7. So y equals 3x minus 7 is this equation in slope-intercept form. Now let's rewrite y minus 5 equals 6 times x plus 2 in slope-intercept form. So we're always going to start off by distributing because there is no parentheses in slope-intercept form. So we need to distribute the 6. So we get y minus 5 equals 6 times x plus 6 times 2. So when we simplify this, we get y minus 5 equals 6 times x, which is 6x, plus 6 times 2, which is 12. So now to get y by itself, we're going to do the opposite of minus 5, and we're going to add 5 to both sides. So now we get y equals 6x plus 12 plus 5, which is 17. So y equals 6x plus 17 is slope-intercept form of the line. So what we can do now is we can write equations of a line given a slope and a point. And so we can write an equation given a slope, which is m, and remember a point, which is an x and a y value. And so we'll write these equations in slope-intercept form, but there are two ways to go about doing this. So the way we talked about in Unit 3 was to plug the slope and the point into y equals mx plus b, and then solve for b to be able to write the equation. You can also do this the way we're learning today. You can plug the slope and the point into point-slope form and then rearrange the equation so that it is in slope-intercept form. So both ways of doing this are correct. You can pick your favorite method and just use that every time you need to solve this kind of problem. So the first way, I'm going to show you this problem with the old method. So let's find the equation of the line that has a slope of m equals negative 3 over 4 and contains the point 4, 3, and let's write the equation in slope-intercept form. So the old way was to use slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So m equals negative 3 over 4, and then 4, 3 tells me an x and a y value. So I'm going to plug into this equation. So I have 3 equals negative 3 over 4 times 4 plus b. So we have 3 equals, so negative 3 over 4 times 4 is basically times 4 over 1. So the 4's will cancel, so I have negative 3 plus b. So now to solve for b, I'm going to do the opposite of negative 3, and I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So when I add 3 to both sides, on the left I get 3 plus 3, which is 6, and then minus 3 and plus 3 cancel, so I have 6 equals b. So when I write my equation now, I have a value of m, value of b. So I have y equals negative 3 over 4 x plus 6. And that is my equation now in slope-intercept form. So the other way to do this is to use point-slope form. So what I can do now is I can take this m equals negative 3 over 4 and this point 4, 3, and I can call this point x1, y1. So I'm going to plug into y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So when I do that, I get y minus 3 equals negative 3 over 4 times x minus 4. So now I need to do this and get this into slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the value of m. So I have y minus 3 equals negative 3 over 4 times x minus negative 3 over 4 times 4. So now when I simplify this, I have y minus 3 equals negative 3 over 4 times x is negative 3 over 4 x. And then I have minus, well, let's see, negative 3 over 4 times 4. So the 4's will cancel, leaving me with just negative 3. So now I'm going to continue this problem over here. I have y minus 3 equals negative 3 over 4x. Minus negative will become a plus. So I have negative 3 over 4x plus 3. Now remember, in slope-intercept form, y is by itself. So I need to do the opposite of minus 3 and add 3 to both sides. So when I add 3 to both sides, I get y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 6. And that is the equation in slope-intercept form. So you see, it doesn't matter how I do this problem. Either way, I get y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 6. So you can choose your favorite method and use that to solve these problems. I'm going to continue doing them with point slope form because that is what we're doing in today's lesson. So let's try finding the equation of the line that has a slope of m equals 3 and contains the point negative 1, 4. So we're going to start off with y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So from my point negative 1, 4, I get x1 and y1. So let's plug into this equation. So we get y minus 4 equals m, which is 3, times x minus negative 1. So when I simplify this, I get y minus 4 equals 3 times minus a negative will become plus. So 3 times x plus 1. So now we need to get this equation into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start off by distributing the 3. So when I distribute 3, I get y minus 4 equals 3 times x plus 3 times 1. So now when I simplify this, I get y minus 4 equals 3 times x, which is 3x, plus 3 times 1, which is 3. Now to get into slope-intercept form, I need to get y by itself. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So when I add 4 to both sides, I get y equals 3x plus 3 plus 4, which is 7. So y equals 3x plus 7 is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Now let's find the equation of the line that has a slope of m equals negative 5 and contains the point 2, negative 3. So 2, negative 3 once again gives me an x1, y1 value. So I'm going to write the equation of my line, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So when I do this, I have y minus negative 3 equals negative 5 times x minus 2. So y minus negative 3 is going to become y plus 3, and that equals negative 5 times x minus 2. So now I can distribute the negative 5 to get this equation into slope-intercept form. So I have y plus 3 equals negative 5 times x minus negative 5 times 2. So now when I simplify this, I have y plus 3 equals negative 5 times x, which is negative 5x, minus negative 5 times 2, which is negative 10. So I have y plus 3 equals negative 5x, and then I have minus negative, which becomes plus, so I have negative 5x plus 10. So now when I have y plus 3 equals negative 5x plus 10, I need to work on getting this equation into slope-intercept form. Remember in slope-intercept form that y is by itself, so I'm going to do the opposite of plus 3 and subtract 3 from both sides. So when I subtract 3 from both sides, on the left side I just have y, and then I have negative 5x, plus 10 minus 3 is going to give me plus 7. So y equals negative 5x plus 7 is my equation in slope-intercept form. So in summary, remember to convert from point slope to slope-intercept form, you're going to start off by distributing the value of m, and then you're going to isolate the y term by adding or subtracting.